even if the ideas are sometimes constrained by the ideology of the particular think tank, while new discoveries made in private laboratories may not be made public because the company doesn't want its rivals to get hold of them. And of course, educational institutions also play an important role. I mentioned how in the past some schools and universities discouraged creativity, but of course others have encouraged it. Universities that were once designed for the transmission of tradition since the 19th century have reinvented themselves as centres of innovation. But the problem with permanent institutions is that routinization often comes to replace creativity. If he were alive, Schumpeter might suggest that there's a need for creative destruction in this domain. But in my view, the most effective strategy for maintaining innovation would not be to destroy older institutions. It wouldn't even be to try to reform them. As I know from more than 30 years in Cambridge, trying to reform an institution means expending a lot of effort to achieve very small results. Old institutions have a great capacity for resistance. I think it's more cost-effective to found new institutions. I was talking about this group of French historians. What supported them? Well, in the first generation, it was the University of Strasbourg. It was an older university, but Strasbourg was transferred from Germany to France after the end of the First World War. And so Bloch and Favour found themselves in what was effectively a new university. All the people were new, even if the library had all the German books. And later on, the later generations are sustained by the École des Hautes Études en Sciences Sociales. That's a post-war foundation or invention. I'm thinking too in England of the 7 new universities that were founded in one go in the 1960s. The first of them being the University of Sussex, where I began my career as the university began its career, 1962. The mission statement of Sussex at that time, maybe it was a bit arrogant, but it was to redraw the map of learning, and to do this by encouraging interdisciplinary approaches at the undergraduate level, even at the level of first-year undergraduate. I learned from this experience that a new institution is often accompanied by what might be called a magic moment of creativity. One reason for this is that the new institution is small enough to allow face-to-face groups of diverse individuals to form. Another is the sense of solidarity among the newly appointed teachers, many of them young, committed to a new way of doing things, as we were at Sussex in the 60s. But the production of a magic moment is an optimistic formula, but there's a catch in it. I also learned from my time at Sussex that magic moments come to an end, as moments always do. Routinization takes over, though there are significant exceptions, like 15th century Florence, as I mentioned before. It's a recurrent danger. It may be possible to avoid it.